Hey guys, welcome to the Power Couples Coaching Show. My name is Brent.
And I'm Sarah.
Tonight we have a great show for you coming from a brand new set. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about resistance training and a little bit about what my favorite supplements are, what I think is the most beneficial when it comes to working out. And Sarah?
And I'm going to be talking about brain and mood support supplements to support overall well-being.
Awesome. So yeah, great to have you guys with us. We're excited. Like I said, today's show's pretty exciting because we're coming from a brand new set. Look at this. Yeah, we're not so boring now. Yeah.
It does look better.
Who knew? Like $80 worth of tapestries. Everything looks a million times better. And we're in a brand new room too. But
yeah, we kind of moved our
looks
little area over into another room.
Yeah, we've taken over another room now. But yeah, so let's get into this. We're going to talk again about supplements. The thing is, there are a lot of supplements out there. There are a lot of companies that tote their supplement as being the best, the most beneficial for this, that, and the other, whether that is health and fitness or that is, brain, mood, all of that. And point blank, a lot of shit is shit. And a lot of shit is just, a lot of it is just gimmicks to make money. Like, really?
Yeah. Like, there's, I forget what it was, but there only really needs to be, a certain percentage of a nutrient or, something in a capsule.
Oh, like how much parts per million a supplement has to be. So if it says it has this ingredient in it, it just at least has to have, a fraction of that ingredient in it?
Yes.
Got it. So, yeah, the health and fitness supplement industry is a crock of shit. And there's not too terribly many supplements that are actually worth a damn. And most of what it says it does on the packaging is either an outright lie, or the only way it would actually give the effects that it claims is if you were so super dialed in, you already had everything else under the control, and that would add the smallest increment of whatever the benefit it is that it says it does. But most of the time, that little bit of benefit that it gives you is going to be overshadowed by shitty diet, shitty training, shitty sleep.
Right.
Yes.
So
we're going to talk about the ones that we think are beneficial, and like we said, I'm going to be talking about the fitness, the working out side of the supplement industry, and Sarah's going to talk about the mind, mood, all that kind of stuff.
Brain,
which has become, I've noticed in the past 5-10 years, it has become a pretty, what would you call it? I don't even know what to call it. A pretty big. It's become pretty
say trend because it's not really a trend. I mean, I guess technically it is.
It's kind of a trend. It's become pretty poignant in the
supplement industry.
Yeah, it's become a
big focus.
It's become a big focus in the supplement industry.
And it's good
New
to
way
see.
Of taking your money.
Well, I mean, no, I think they're one of the few, worthwhile areas to focus on. That's important.
That's not what I'm saying.
Oh.
I'm saying they're just going to sell you shit and take your money. Yes, 100%. Brain supplements are really beneficial and will be really great for people to start utilizing. However, they're still going to sell you a bunch of bullshit that doesn't do anything as well. And that's what we want to do, is wade through all of the bullshit,
Yep.
Want to give you guys
some
some guidance. Yeah, save you the time and money, and we'll do the work for you. So anyways, let's get into this. I think we'll start with the fitness side of things, just because honestly there's no fitness supplements that I really recommend. I was going to pick a top 3, but there literally is only 3. There's 3 supplements that I would suggest that anybody actually invest their money in if you're lifting weights or training, doing any sorts of training. Yeah, so...
And this is really important because if I could go back, it would have saved probably like thousands of dollars on like workout supplements. I bought so much stuff. I had like a whole closet full of protein powder and like all this shit. I spent so much money on this crap.
No, she's not lying. This is what we're saying about, well, we're going to save you the time and money because, I mean, I bought every supplement that the supplement industry put out and told me was going to do X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And I would have saved not just hundreds, probably thousands of dollars.
$1 million.
And hundreds and hundreds of hours of training, taking these supplements, thinking that there was going to be some great results that I was going to get. And there was zero. None.
People just listen to what people recommend, like people that are like working out, like they see someone that looks good and they're like, what are they taking? And then they start taking it.
And like especially the people that work at GNC and Nutrition Smart and stuff, like they are, I mean, their whole thing is they're selling you. So they're going to tell you that it's amazing. They're going to tell you it's going to make you grow 20 pounds of muscle in fucking 20 days. And, you know, but they're just trying to sell a product.
I worked at those places 3 different times.
Yeah.
So I know the deal.
You were part of the
problem.
The problem.
No, I was good though. I didn't really listen to them.
You just didn't care to do the job enough to really sell anybody on anything.
No, like I only told people to get what I thought would help them, like because I felt bad and like I didn't want to do that to people. After I learned, I couldn't really do that to people.
I could not.
They hated me for that.
I could not make somebody buy something that I know is absolute bullshit, but I would point them in the direction of the good stuff. These 3 supplements I'm going to talk about are what I would consider the good stuff. First up on my list is whey protein. Whey protein is the most basic of all of your bodybuilding supplements there is. Everybody knows what whey protein is at this point in 2020, I think. I think we understand. Whey protein is a fast-absorbing protein, so it is readily available for uptake into the muscles right after a workout. Couple things, though. I say right after a workout, but the right after the workout needing protein within the first 30 minutes to an hour, the anabolic window, if you don't take your protein in that amount of time, you lose all your gains. That's not true. You know, I grew up in the fitness industry thinking that is what I needed to do. I had to have a gram of protein at very minimum. 2 was optimal for every pound of body weight. That's not true.
Nope.
Not at all.
I thought that also.
Yeah, everybody did. That's what it was taught. But again, that's the fitness industry taught you that. Because you can make a bodybuilder buy anything if you tell him it's going to build him muscle and build it faster. So
that's true.
It was, the story goes something about like dairy farmers had all this whey left over after, what's that called that they do with milk? Pasteurized.
Yes.
So after they would do that process or whatever, they would have all this whey that comes to the top. Oh, funny or side note, whey is at the top of your yogurt. When you open a yogurt and it's that liquidy stuff at the top, that's whey. I think it's either whey or casein. Fact check me on that.
Casein.
It might be casein, but I thought it was whey. Fact check me on that. But anyways, so they were left over with all this whey after they did the process of, you know, pasteurizing and whatnot. And I don't know who came along, but somebody came along and was like, hey, I know who we can sell that to. Bodybuilders. And they powdered it and started selling it to us in vanilla and chocolate flavor. Vanilla and chocolate flavor. I can't talk today. So anyways, it was sold as you need X amount of protein because that was a way of selling more product. And we bought into it and we followed this for a very long time. But now the science is showing us that 0.07 roughly is all the protein that you actually need to maintain, and even in some instances some people actually gain muscle, but 0.08 is where I like to stay. That's a pretty optimal range for protein.
And they say, this is a fun fact,
Fun
they
fact.
say though that I don't know enough about this, but you're not supposed to eat like a ton of protein as you age. It's actually not really good for you. I mean, I'm not saying don't eat protein. People are gonna obviously take that the wrong way, but in that, at least that docu-series, they talked about
viewership over 50 has cut out protein forever from their diet.
Come on, use your head, but you know, obviously,
Come on,
I would
man.
decrease it as you get older. A little bit.
A little
At
bit.
least a little bit. I'm
You know,
not saying
maybe
don't
we
take
should
it
look
out.
into that
Use
and
your
see
brain.
exactly what the numbers are
Yes,
on that.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
We'll
I
get
don't
back
know
to you.
enough about it, but it makes sense.
Yeah, we'll get back to you
just
on
keep
that.
that in mind.
But hey,
I know someone's gonna be like, she said not to eat protein when you get older. You need protein for everything. For all this stuff, and as you get older especially, it's harder for... Shut the fuck up.
okay,
You're not right.
Here, let's clear this up. She didn't say as you get older you don't need
Yes, that's
protein.
not what I'm saying.
But your protein intake should probably lessen as you get older. I'm guessing because it's harsh on your kidneys and your,
And
things
also,
like that.
like, cancers and stuff
And-
thrive in, like, with the... I don't know. They do. Like, I was reading about that.
Sugars too, though.
Yeah,
mainly.
sugars, but they're also saying, like, if you have, like, for example, a tumor, and you're eating a lot of protein, you're feeding the tumor, too.
Yeah.
Like, you're also, like...
See, I heard it was sugar. If you're
No, it
feeding sugar,
is.
you're feeding the tumor sugar. They feed off of
No,
glucose.
that is true, but this is something else. It was in this. I'm gonna
I
find
don't know.
out.
No, so we're just gonna have to get back to you guys on that one. Not sure, but anyways, so like I was saying, the anabolic window that we were all taught was, the most important thing. If you didn't have protein within the first 30 minutes to an hour after your workout was wasted. You were actually atrophying. You were losing muscle because you didn't take in your protein. Well,
I
that's
used to
not
believe
true.
that, and I'd get home like 10 minutes after the supposed window is supposed to be, and I'd be really upset.
Oh, I would get angry. I remember so many times something stood in the way of me eating something right after I worked out, and I was furious because I was like, well, there it goes. I just wasted that entire hour and a half session that I just worked my ass off doing, sweated my fucking balls off, and I didn't get to eat or have a protein shake in the first 30 minutes, and now it's all for naught.
I remember even then, and I was like, this sounds a little sketchy. Like, I was like, how is that
believe that,
possible?
like, it was
I mean, I still like
fucking
tried
gospel.
and like whatever, but like a part of me was like, how is that possible that you get like nothing out of it?
Yeah, so anyways, that's not true, and what is really the case is you're using the meal that you ate hours ago to even fuel that workout, and then the meal that you ate before that is going to actually start the process of protein synthesis. You have enough, and if you are eating a standard diet, you have enough food in you from your last couple meals to fuel you through that workout and to even start the process of protein synthesis. So yeah, that's not true. But anyways, protein is my first choice for my top 3 and only 3 supplements for working out. The second one is going to be creatine. Creatine is the most widely studied supplement in the supplement industry. It is been proven over and over to work. Its efficacy is it's not questionable. We know that creatine works. It makes you stronger. It's one of the only supplements, if not the only supplement, outside of PEDs that will actually help you build muscle. And it doesn't matter what kind of creatine you take. Creatine monohydrate is the one that has been studied the most. It's also the one that you got to take the most of, typically 5 grams a day. And a lot of people do a loading period for like a week with 20 grams every day. And then after that week, they go down to 5. That is a very beneficial supplement, and I can't see anything wrong with that one. Now, the last one on my list, I don't think a lot of people would consider this a health and fitness supplement, but it 100% helps with your workouts. It 100% can help you be stronger during your workouts, and it can help you crush plateaus and get through workouts that you probably would not be able to get through unless you were using this. And that's caffeine. Mm-hmm. And I know some people are like, caffeine, like coffee. Yeah, like coffee. Just a cup of black coffee is all you need pre-workout. You know, people take pre-workouts. People love pre-workouts. I hate pre-workouts. I absolutely hate pre-workouts. They give me anxiety. They ruin my lifts. Like, I can't think of anything except my heart palpitating. The fucking tingle from the beta-alanine, that's one of the worst fucking supplements, and it's not proven that it actually does anything.
I hate that feeling so much.
Beta-alanine's in pre-workouts, and it's the stuff and it makes your body tingle. It feels like how when your hand or your foot goes to sleep, it makes your face and everything feel like that for a couple minutes. And the idea is the beta-alanine is supposed to flush all the lactic acid out of your muscles so that you can do 1 or 2 more reps.
Is it like a nitric oxide booster?
No, there are nitric oxide boosters.
Yeah, no, I know.
But it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It's not worth the money that people pay for pre-workouts. And then they just fill them full of caffeine when you could just take some caffeine or drink some coffee and, not pay $50 for a pre-workout. That's the only thing in the pre-workout that's actually probably doing something.
And then all like the food dyes and shit aren't really great for you. And then, the only ones that I really liked were like just like the less crazy ones that were like aminos and just caffeine.
Yeah.
But
so I guess
I don't do it either too much because it makes me lightheaded when I work out and angry.
Yeah. I guess technically I could have put pre-workouts in this slot because pre-workouts are all full of caffeine. True. And they would be doing the same job as just the caffeine. Right. They would just have all this extra shit inside of there that makes you think that it's better, but really it's just the caffeine that's giving you energy, and that's it. Yeah. So, don't exceed, I think it's like FDA
it's like
approves
350
400, something like that. So I've seen 600 in some cases, 400. But
all I know is I do that sometimes.
Yeah, I've done it. Bad. I've done like 1,200. I've probably done close to 2,000 milligrams of caffeine.
It's really bad.
I had a huge bag of caffeine. So I really never knew how much caffeine I was having every day. I stopped weighing it out, and I just, I would take like a teaspoon or so of it. And I know I was having way above what is even, remotely safe. But yeah, so those 3 supplements are my top 3 supplements. They're the only supplements that I think that you should actually waste your money on, or not waste your money on. But other than that, there are other supplements out there, don't get me wrong, that really probably have some benefit. But it's like I said, the benefit that you're going to get from most supplements on the shelves at GNC are going to be minuscule, like very, very minuscule, and will probably only be seen in somebody who is completely dialed in, whose diet is perfect, whose exercise perfect, whose rest is perfect. Other than that, there are only 3 ways or 3 things that you need to gain muscle, lose fat, and be healthier. And that is proper diet, proper exercise, and proper rest. Those are the only 3 things you need. You don't need steroids. You don't need anything else. In fact, most people who take steroids look like shit. It takes what you put into it to get the results. Like, it doesn't matter. You can't take the drugs. You can't take a miracle supplement on the shelves at GNC. You can't do anything to get around training and dieting and sleeping properly. That is the only thing that's going to give you any results. Like I said, you walk into any commercial gym in the US and you are going to see tons of sloppy, fat, out of shape people. And I'm going to tell you that the majority of them are the ones who are taking the steroids. And the ones who look good, some of them are taking steroids, and then some of them are just natural. But lots of people take steroids. They will not give you the results that you want. You have to work hard. You have to diet right. Even taking steroids. There is no way out. You cannot get around it, and there's no supplement that is going to fast track you to it. Diet, exercise, and sleep.
Right, there's
That's
no
it.
quick fix, and these people think they can just like take something and like erase all their like terrible habits.
Everybody wants to buy the answer. Everybody thinks money is the answer to get whatever you want. And maybe in some things it is, but when it comes to having well, I guess you could get plastic surgery. I stand corrected. You could get plastic surgery and look the part, but you won't, you won't fit the part.
And get any of the health benefits that come with it.
Or the strength or anything, Have you ever seen the guys that get the abs? There was a girl I saw that was horrible. They get fake abs
Like
put in.
airbrush?
No, they're like
Tattooed?
No, they are implants.
No.
Like boob implants, but for abs. And I've seen. I have to
So
show you
it's
some.
fucking
I've seen some.
stupid.
Maybe I'll find some and I'll put them up. I'll bloop them up. Bloop. But they show. You can see their six pack all the way down is like so separated. They look so fake.
That's
So
disgusting. Who
it's
the fuck would do
horrible.
that? What is wrong with these people? Why would you do this to yourself? I don't know. Like, that's gross. Like, under there, like, what?
they think
like,
they look good.
I mean, the M-Sculpt thing is stupid, but, like,
Yeah.
that's not like that.
No. It's like the synthol people. It's absolutely just. It blows my fucking mind that anybody, one, thinks that looks good, two, wants to do that to themselves, and I don't know.
I don't look
It's
down
just
on
dumb.
people for, if they want to do something, but,
They
like,
can do
that
whatever
is
they want.
ridiculous. Like, that's ridiculous.
You're more than welcome. I don't have to give you permission, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
But that is retarded.
But I'm going to tell you that you're fucking stupid and you probably shouldn't do that. I don't know. Anyways, so those are the supplements that I think are actually worth a damn. I'm going to leave some links down below for any of the products that we talk about, or at least a few brands that we prefer of these products, and you can use those links to go ahead and purchase it. And you can go ahead and use those links to purchase them right now. Look how easy we made it for you. They're right down there. Just click in the description, click on the link, and then click a couple other things, put your credit card information in, and boom, you got it. Awesome supplements that we suggested.
Yes.
And we know what we're talking about. We're not doctors. I should have said this earlier, but we're not doctors. We have no medical degree. All the information you give us is just our opinion based on our experience and our research. Our hours and hours of research, so you don't have to do it.
Yes.
So you don't have to spend the thousands of dollars that we spent at GNC and Nutrition Smart
Vitamin Shot
to learn that most supplements are bullshit, and we're doing the work for you.
Yes.
You're welcome. No, I lost my train of thought. Where were we going with that? Oh, you're up now. All right. So so without further ado, I say that too much. So Sarah, let me hear about your brain supplements.
Yeah, so just as a little side note, I wanted to focus on brain and mood related supplements because I think it's a very important part of well-being, and I think we forget about it a lot. Mm-hmm. And you can have a healthy lifestyle and train and eat right, and that's obviously the most important thing. But you can still have shitty mental health, and you can definitely do some stuff to kind of help support that and prevent issues in the future. So anyways, my three, the first one is alpha GPC, and alpha GPC is a source of choline. So we have choline in our brains in a limited supply. I'm going to talk about nootropics in a little bit and what those are, but basically if you're taking nootropics, you definitely want to be taking alpha GPC to replenish the choline in your brain. Alpha GPC has cognitive enhancing properties. It can help with memory and memory.
You're not taking any right now, are you?
Alpha GPC can support memory, and it can help slow down cognitive decline and also increases mental performance. There were some studies done. I'm going to find the link for it and we can post it.
I'll post the link down below.
Yeah, so there were some studies done showing that alpha GPC helped slow down the cognitive decline of people in early to mild Alzheimer's stages. So in high doses, it was shown to help slow that down. So that's really significant, I think.
That is significant.
It also might increase power output in athletes. So that can kind of overlap between the two, which is really important.
You'll start to notice that a lot of these things have overlap, that they work in both fields. No.
Right.
But
yes. So
please continue.
So I definitely think it's a valuable supplement, and it definitely can help.
I definitely think you should keep this one in the arsenal. It gets my stamp of approval.
It's definitely a good one, I think, to stack with some other supplements.
Definitely.
For mood
100%.
support, and I look forward to doing that.
And that's something we'll talk about, but when taking brain and mood supplements, people often stack them. You stack everything. You stack supplements like when you go to the gym and you take BCAAs and you take, which are bullshit, and fucking
Don't
caffeine and whatever in your pre-workout. That's a stacked, supplement. And the same thing goes for the brain supplements. You want to stack them. They work synergistically together. They help each other out. Some help certain ones be absorbed. Some need, like the choline needs the choline for your brain to be able to, do everything it's doing. So, yeah. Anyways, sorry. Please do continue.
The next supplement that I picked was ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is an Ayurvedic herb and an adaptogen. Adaptogens help kind of manage your cortisol levels.
Yeah, they help lower the cortisol level and help regulate your stress hormones.
Yes.
Yeah.
And ashwagandha helps with anxiety, fatigue, and it can also help with insomnia, and
I don't know, it does a lot of stuff.
And ashwagandha also helps improve symptoms of depression.
Yeah.
And that was about it for ashwagandha. I think there's a lot of potential there, and I definitely want to try this one. I don't know if I did yet, but
I think I've given you ashwagandha before, but I can definitely speak to its efficacy, and because it works. Like, it's one of those things that when I take it, I definitely notice it. I don't feel as stressed. I feel calmer. Like, it definitely works. I used to stack it with kratom and a couple other things, and it felt like an anxiolytic. Like, it lowered my anxiety.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then my third one was Ltheanine. So Ltheanine is a non-essential amino acid. It's found in green tea. It's kind of, other than green tea, it's hard to kind of get that in your diet. Mm-hmm. Ltheanine is like an anti-anxiety. It's good to kind of pair with caffeine. Theanine helps decrease our perception of stress in situations. I definitely recommend theanine. I think it's a really good one. And yeah, that was my third. So,
well, I definitely I give this a thumbs up too. This is actually the other supplement that I would put with the kratom and the ashwagandha together to make an anxiety reliever, and it works really well. Seriously, a green strain of kratom, I think 800 milligrams of ashwagandha, 5 to 800 milligrams, and then like 250 milligrams of Ltheanine. That will knock out stress and anxiety.
that sounds good.
Not a panic attack. It's not going to take a panic attack away, but it will definitely help with stress and anxiety. 100%. I definitely.
And we'll post more links for those below as well.
Maybe I'll start giving you guys some recipes for some of the stuff that I've taken over the years.
Yeah. Little stack ideas.
Or maybe I'll put it in a capsule and sell it.
That are just templates.
All right. So, anyways, that was awesome. Any other honorable mentions?
Not too much. I'm going to talk about a few at the end. So I'm going to talk about nootropics and just some other ones that I think have potential, but that's just my opinion.
All right, cool. So then we'll reconvene after this short little intermission. Now I'm going to show you guys a little bit more resistance training, resistance band training, excuse me. So we can continue to learn how to get fit and how to get stronger at home. And yeah, cool. Alright guys, as promised, here is some resistance band training. This is a full body routine. Right now Sarah is doing front squats with a pause at the bottom. So you want to put the band up around your shoulders like she is, holding it off of your neck, and then the band is under your feet, right, splitting the center of the foot. You're going to pause at the bottom of the squat and then explode up. Keep your weight in your hamstrings and your glutes and press through the heels. Up next we have a reverse lunge. So you're going to set up pretty similar to the front squat with the band up around your shoulders, but you're only going to have one foot inside of the band. The other foot you are going to step back behind you, squatting down on the one leg, stopping before your knee touches the ground, and then exploding back up through the heel. We're going to finish the legs with a little bit more love for the hamstrings and glutes with the good morning. Now this is all about the mind-muscle connection. You want to feel this exercise in your hamstrings and your glutes. You want to hinge at the hip, pushing your butt back behind you as if you were trying to reach for a ledge with your butt, and then your head wants to travel forward. Get your butt and your head as far away from each other as possible. If you start to feel it in your back, you're doing it wrong and you want to reset. Alright, we're going to begin some back training with the archer. Grab the band and wrap it around your hand, holding your hand up and out to the side above eye level. Grab the other end of the band with your other hand and begin to pull back as if you are drawing back the string on a bow. You're going to want to squeeze the lat, drawing the shoulder blades back and down as well. To finish off our back, Sarah is demonstrating bent over rows. You're going to step on the entire band instead of just in the center of the band, like for the squats, and then you're going to grab each side of the band with both hands and then draw up to your side, bringing your elbows back past your back, keeping the spine neutral, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Imagine there's a peanut between your shoulder blades and you're trying to crush that peanut with your shoulder blades. Squeeze, good contraction. Alright, we're going to start training our chest. We're going to do that with a push-up. This push-up is slightly more advanced of a push-up. We're going to use the band, crossing it over, putting it around our hands and then around our backs. We're going to keep it right under our shoulder blades, and then we're simply going to do our most strict push-up that we can muster. We want to keep our shoulder blades back and down, keeping the chest exposed. We don't want to have our shoulders round forward and be pressing with all our front delts. We want to make sure the chest is doing the majority of the move. To finish off our chest training, we're going to do a crossover. Set up very much like you did for the push-up, except you're going to be upright. You're going to bring the arms back like you're going to do a press. Start to press out. As you do, cross your arms over in front of you. You're going to want to do 2 reps up top, 2 reps straight ahead, and then 2 reps down to the corner of the room. Make sure that you are squeezing your pecs as you cross your hands over one another. You want a good contraction. Feel the muscle doing the work. And just like the push-up, keep the shoulders back and down and out of the way. We're going to move on to some shoulders with an upright row. Standing in the center of the band, grab the band with an overhand grip. You're going to draw the band up to about chest level, pulling your hands apart from one another as you lift the band up. This is going to activate all 3 heads of the delts. As you pull the band apart, you're causing the rear delt to activate. Alright, our last 2 exercises are going to be done in a superset fashion. The first one is going to be an overhead tricep extension. You're going to grab the band with an underhand grip, then lift it up over your head, rotating your hands in, keeping your elbows as tight to your head as possible, and extending straight up and out. Make sure to fully extend to the very end of the extension, because that is where the tricep really does its work. Immediately following the completion of the overhead extensions, you're going to move into a curl. You're going to stand in the center of the band, grabbing the band with an overhand grip and rotating the fist underneath. You're going to do a standard curl, but as you curl up, think about rotating the fist in even more to get a greater contraction in the bicep. As you lower the band, make sure to lower it slow, making the muscles stop the weight from shooting straight down at the floor. That about does it for this full body routine. Now you could do this routine 2 or 3 times a week, making sure to give yourself adequate rest in between, or you could stay tuned and learn even more great exercises and great routines from the Power Couples coaches. So now let's get back to the topic of the nootropics. I think that we all understand now that the fitness supplements are pretty bogus for the most part, or just not worth your money, except for those couple that I named. So let's move on to something that I find absolutely fascinating, and that is the nootropics.
Yes, nootropics are considered like smart drugs, and they kind of are cognitive boosters, I guess, and they help with
They help with memory retention. They help with spatial reasoning. They help with
reaction time, probably.
Reaction. Oh yeah, all that. The problem solving, all that kind of stuff. And again, this is one of those things that I can speak from experience, and I can tell you that they work. Like, well, okay, we're saying nootropics and what we're talking about are racetams. Nootropics are all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Ashwagandha is a nootropic. Caffeine's a nootropic. Anything that affects your cognitive abilities is a nootropic, and lots of things do. But there are a certain type of nootropic called a racetam. Racetam, however you say it. Racetams were developed in the 1960s. The original one was paracetam. It was developed in the 1960s by some Russian scientists, and it has been studied since the 60s, at least paracetam has, and then there's a bunch of analogs that, they took paracetam, they changed one molecule and made it aniracetam, and then they changed one and made it oxiracetam, and so on and so forth, making it stronger as it goes down the line. And there's a whole bunch of stuff science to get into with those, how they're absorbed. There are ones that are absorbed through water, they're water soluble. Then there are ones that are fat soluble, and that all changes how you take them and everything. But like you had said earlier about the alpha GPC, that needs to be taken with the racetams.
Right, and it easily crosses the blood-brain barrier.
Yes, and what happens is your brain is using, and this is going to be very layman science, but your brain needs the choline to do what it's supposed to do. We're going to do this as layman as possible.
Yeah.
To think, to do what it needs to do, to react, it needs the choline. When you take a racetam, you are using more choline than your brain probably has. It'll cause headaches, it'll cause brain fog and fatigue and all of that stuff. So you have to take a choline source and stack it with a racetam. But yeah, like I said, these racetams have been studied for a very long time. In other countries, like in the UK and Europe and whatnot, I don't actually know what countries. I've just read these countries. They use racetams as a actual, medicine. They actually use it for Alzheimer's and things, and dementia and things of that nature. And they see, results.
That's great. It really is.
Yeah.
It's wild, and it makes you think. You're like, if these things were around like 20 years ago or even more, like if the old people now would be better off.
Our grandparents.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and this is one of those things where, like, I found these doing my own research. This is nothing that is just being, like, toted on, Time Magazine or New York Times or whatever. This is really back page stuff. This is stuff I had to find out in forums and things like that. And it's really sad because that's like with a lot of supplements. There's a lot of things out there that are beneficial that would really help with certain diseases and, certain conditions. So, it's really sad to me that so much of the science is like swept under the rug. And, that's basically because the medical system in this country is based on people being sick, not people getting well.
Tickets. And what was I gonna say? New Pept is that a racetam?
New Pept is
No,
considered.
it is.
Okay, so it is and it isn't. I don't know if they really consider it a racetam, but it does the same thing. I'm not sure if the chemical structure is different.
Yeah.
It's 1,000 times stronger than paracetam. I can tell you that much.
Oh wow. Well, New Pept is a really good one. I
You
think
take a
that
small
has
amount.
been super beneficial. It's used in like cognitive rehabbing, and it helps kind of build connections and help with reaction time. And I definitely had a really cool experience with it where it was like, I think I don't know, I guess just if someone has like repressed things that, like, I don't know, it can bring up old memories.
Mm-hmm.
So, it can be like a little, I don't know, I guess a little scary at moments, but it helps like people kind of work through things. I think it can anyway. That was my experience. And then also
I just had scary deja vu.
Really?
Yeah, craziest. Yeah, just right now. Yeah, but like you said, like memories start coming back. Like I remember when I first started taking them, like it's not like it hits you over the head. It's like it's subtle, and you start to notice things. Like all of a sudden, memories start coming back. Things from when you were like 5-6 years old. Things that like when I tried to remember before would be fuzzy. Now I'm seeing clearer. Yeah. I was able to retain information so much easier. Like at work or doing, my own studies and things. I was just able to like remember and recall things so much better. And it was like, wow. I started taking them when I was in college, and like, if I didn't take those in college, I didn't do much in college, but I would have done a lot less, put it that way. But yeah, they definitely work, and they've been proven to be non-toxic. They're not toxic at all, and the side effects are next to nothing. That's like the side effects for everything. There's a side effect for everything. There's a fucking side effect for drinking water. If you drink too much water, you can die. But, so the side effects that come along with a lot of these supplements are, on occasion, upset stomach, headache, diarrhea, things like that. And it's not that they're common. It's just like they have happened. And for some people,
there's that one person.
And that might have been something else. You know, they might have ate something that morning that upset their stomach, but
right. And it's
can't
always
prove
good
it.
to check with your doctor because you never know. I know with like you said, a lot of the symptoms are very mild, and it's usually just, you know,
check with your
nausea.
doctor. I feel like
But
every doctor
for-
would say no to this.
Especially if you're pregnant or something. I
Just
know you
'cause
shouldn't
it's-
take herbal supplements like ashwagandha and other things, so it's important to get cleared before starting something, just to be safe.
Yeah. But don't you agree that most doctors would probably, at least with the racetams, if you came to the doctor and was like, hey, there's this unscheduled substance that was created in Russia in the 60s that is sold on the black market as a supplement
They'd be
here
like,
in the
no, don't
U.S.
take it.
Should I take that?
They'd be like, no.
Yeah.
They'd be like, get out. Give me your money.
But,
No.
that's funny.
It's true, though. It's like they don't even consider things that haven't been just, like, approved by, like, the FDA.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so crazy. It really is.
Oh, man.
And another thing, I really like, I don't know, do you want to add anything to nootropics?
Sure, go ahead. Whatever you want to
I was
add.
going to say, I really think there's a lot of potential for, like, the medicinal mushrooms as well. I really
Yeah.
like lion's mane, and that's another one that's, like, a cognitive enhancer, and it protects your brain and also helps build, I think, more brain cells, I believe. And, you know, the other, like, mycelium, like the mushroom
Yeah.
stuff, except
And-
there's just not, like, quite enough studies on it, but I do really like it and think there's a lot of potential.
In Colorado, shrooms are considered medicinal now.
I love that.
That's, yeah.
They
So,
should be.
there are lots of things that we could go into, like, that are there's so many beneficial herbs and supplements and things that are out there, and I encourage you guys to do your research. Like,
Yes.
if you're dealing with something, if you're feeling a certain way, research it.
Yeah.
Research what supplements you can take for something.
Some things work better for some people than others. you know?
Exactly, and it's subjective. Some people, this works really well for them. Some people, this works really well for them. And just because I, like, dogged, you know, the health, or not the health, but the fitness supplements at the beginning, doesn't mean that there isn't something that it could be doing. And even if it's placebo,
Yeah.
placebo is so powerful. And if it's placebo that gets you off of the couch and gets you working out, by all means, spend as much money as you want on it and get yourself healthy.
Yeah, I know. I've probably done it many times.
Yeah,
in the
God
past.
knows I have. Oh.
And yeah, it's true. And yeah, like you said, we missed, like, I'm sure we missed some, and there's, you know, there's so many other ones too. Like magnesium has an effect on both as well, which is super important.
There are so many that we
Kava
will
is
not.
good for anxiety.
Kava, yeah, I forgot about Kava. I brought up Kratom.
There's so many things, you know.
And don't listen to the hype. There's so much hype.
Make your own decisions. Look at a lot of different things and
If
different
you don't
sources.
know this, the media lies.
Reddit's right 100% of the time. Just kidding. Don't.
You know.
I'm just
But
saying.
but you'll probably find more truth on Reddit. You just got to wade through all the bullshit and then find the thread that runs through everybody. The thing that everyone agrees on, that's probably the truth. That's what I do with forums and Reddit and stuff. I read through and I'll hear a couple people's opinion, and then I find where the most people are in agreement, and then I go, that's probably the closest to the truth. And, you know, it's better than what you hear anywhere else. I'll tell you that much. But so anyways, media lies. Supplements are what you put into them or what you feel like you get out of them. And anything else you want to add?
Not too much. I think I said everything and mentioned most of the ones that I wanted to.
All
and then,
right.
oh yeah, there's also, sorry.
Go ahead.
There's some that didn't make the cut for certain reasons. There was GABA, which just has a hard time crossing the blood-brain barrier, so it's not super
bullshit.
useful. And then, like, ginkgo biloba, which was, like, it's supposed to be
Cause
another
bleeding.
brain support supplement, and it's supposed to help increase circulation in the brain, which is good, and I'm sure it does help some people.
And you'll
But
bleed
it
out your
just had-
eyeballs.
it had weird side effects that, like, I couldn't get behind, even though it's rare.
Blood.
And it just didn't seem worth it to me, in my opinion. It just
No.
sounded really sketchy. It was like blood, like bleeding problems, and like
No.
infertility issues, and something else. And it's just like there's other things you can take, I think. like other
Yeah.
habits you can build that are gonna be better at preventing cognitive decline than something like that.
Yeah.
So that's about all I have to say.
There's so many supplements. We're never going to run out of episodes if we just talk about supplements. So we'll talk about supplements in more episodes. If there's any supplements you want us to review, see if we've used before, what our advice is on them, please drop it in the comments below, and we'd be more than happy to answer. What did you forget? You don't have to add it.
I don't have to.
No. So guys, be sure to follow, to subscribe, turn on the little bell. I think I did too many. So we subscribe, turn on the bell,
Smash that like button.
a like, and share.
Subscribe.
I said subscribe, so
We'll
share.
do it again. No, don't, because if you hit it twice,
It'll go backwards.
Yeah, hit it 3 times or once, and that's it. Leave it alone.
All right, so goodbye, guys.
Thank you.